everyone. We are Group 10, and this is our video presentation. And this is our all group members. And I'm Dora from Public Administration. And I'm going to talk about question 1, International Trade Tariff. First, I will talk about the background and the definition. After China's entry into WTO in 2021, U.S. became the major importer of Chinese products. In the end of 2018, President Trump ordered the imposition of tariff on Chinese products. And next is the question 1. Question 1A question. And the question is, use diagram to explain why USA become the importer of Chinese product under WTO's free trade agreement. And this is the answer diagram. Because the price in the USA domestic market are higher than the price in the China domestic market. And this is the diagram shows. And the next is the question B. Use another diagram to show how President Trump's tariff policy would affect USA's import of Chinese products. First, you can look the upper diagram. It is the original situation without the tariff. And this yellow quantity are the one that without tariff. And you can see the lower diagram. After the tariff was imposed, the import quantity obviously declined, and because the world price get higher. And the next is question C and D, and I will talk them together. Question C is, do you agree with those economics and what economists say? They say that Trump tariff will do more harm than good to the USA economic, and I agree with that. And I will talk my reason in the next page. And the question D is, use geography analyze to support my argument. First, I would like to show you that the original situation is without tariff, and in the original market in the USA, the consumer surplus is this red triangle. It involved A, B, C, F, G, H, I, J, K, this space. And the producer surplus is this green triangle. It involved D and E. And the whole society welfare is consumer surplus plus producer surplus is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. And the next is the present situation is with tariff. The USA consumer surplus is also this red triangle, but it declined. Now it also involves the A, B, F, G space. And the producer surplus increased. It now involved C, D, E. But the total society welfare just involved A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It happened the tax revenue and the debt was lost. My conclusion is that although the consumer surplus is declined, but the producer surplus get increased. But the society welfare is to decrease. It not increase the HIJK space anymore. And the present situation have the debt was lost and the tax revenue. So that is why I say that I agree with the economics say tariff really do more harm than good to American economic. And next, the next question.
I'm Lin Zhiyi from the Department of International Business. And I'm going to introduce the question 2, and it is related to Pigouvian test. First, I will talk about the socially harmful externality, which is the so-called negative externality, and its definition is the imposition of a cost on a party as an indirect effect of the actions of another party. And one of the most common examples is the air pollution produced by many industrial factories. And those factories will produce some harmful gas like carbon monoxide into the air and causing people living in the surrounding area to suffer from health issues and also lead to environmental degradation. Those factories are often overproduce if they don't take the negative externality into account and only consider their private cost. And now I'm going to answer the question B, how Pigouvian test shifts the cost from society to the producers of this socially harmful externality. And because of the negative externality, the supply curve will shift from S1 to S2, which change from marginal private cost to marginal social cost. And the gap between S1 and S2 is the negative externality, which also equals the Pigouvian test. And the Pigouvian tests are totally imposed on the producers, which means that the society doesn't need to pay the cost anymore. And this effect can successfully internalize the external cost. And the question C is why Pigouvian tests discourage behavior that create this negative externality. And because of the test, the cost for the producers is much higher than before, so they will probably produce less, and thus shift the supply curve to the left. And because of this change, the price will increase, which will lead to the reduction of quantity demanded. So the producers will quit producing this product or change to more environmental friendly products. And the next question is why Pigouvian tests can also create more efficiency in the economy. It's basically when the test covers the cost of the external damage. And because without the test, the production quantity will be at QM, where the marginal social cost is bigger than the marginal private cost. And this will result in a deadweight loss, which is the blue triangle ABC. And if the government impose the Pigouvian test, the quantity produced will reduce to the optimal quantity, and the price will increase to the optimal price. So the equilibrium will be at point C, and these points won't result in the deadweight loss. So the society can gain the blue triangle ABC. And also the government will gain the tax revenue, which is the pink rectangle CDEF. And thus the point C will create more efficiency in the economy. Okay. And change to the next.
Alright, moving on to question 3. I'm Ucha, I'm from international business. So first, on question 3A, we have to complete the table 1. So the first blank space is total cost, because total cost equals to average total cost times quantity, which is 2.2 times 2,000 in this case. So we got total cost equal 4,400. And the next, we have to figure out the average variable cost, because it equals to total variable cost divided by quantity, which is 3,600 divided by 2,000. So it's 1.8 in this case. And next,
is total fixed cost, because total cost equals to total variable cost plus total fixed cost. So total fixed cost equals to total cost minus total variable cost, which is 4,400 minus 3,600. So it's 800. And because average fixed cost equals to total fixed cost divided by quantity, so it's 800 divided by 2,000. And at the end, we got 0.4 in this case. And lastly, because total revenue equals to price times quantity, so price equals to total revenue divided by quantity, which is 4,000 divided by 2,000, which is 2 in this case. And in question 3b, a perfectly competitive firm currently faces conditions shown in table 1 below. At its current level of production, the average variable cost of the firm is minimized, suggesting that its marginal cost equals to its average variable cost. And the question is the firm maximizing its profit? And our answer is no, it's not maximizing its profit. Next page. Okay, because given in the statement of the question, the firm's current marginal cost equals to average variable cost, which is 1.8. And at the same time, its current price is $2. And because it's a perfectly competitive market, so its marginal revenue also equals to its price, which is $2. And because the firm's marginal cost is smaller than its marginal revenue right now, which means that increasing the quantity can generate more profit for the firm in the current state. As a result, the firm is not maximizing its profit. And moving on to question 3c. If you considered by the manager to do in the short run, and explain why. First of all, according to the graph, I will suggest the firm to increase the quantity produced from 2,000 to Q1, where marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. Because by increasing and maximizing its profit, by doing so, it can increase and maximize its profit by the pink triangle according to the graph. And second, I will suggest the firm to keep operating in the short run, because the profit maximizing price, which is $2, is higher than average variable cost. And because fixed cost is considered sunk cost in the short run, so we don't take it into consideration. And that's it for question 3.
I'm Choi-Chi from Korean Language and Literature. I will start from question 4. This is question of question 4. At first, I will start from question A. Question A is asking about the marginal cost curve between 2002 and 2004. Because marginal cost is equal to the selling price of gold. In 2002, the price of gold is 339 and its production is 356. And because the slope will become steeper and steeper, so the graph is like this. And in 2003, the price of gold is 366 and its production is 314. In 2004, its price of gold is 391 and its production is 350. So the graph is like this. And question B and question C. Question B is asking about whether the price of gold 366, that which is last is average production cost, was a mistake. My answer is no. It is not necessarily a mistake because $366 is exceed its average variable cost, which is 246, so it can still produce. Next, I will talk about question C. Question C is asking about the short-run break-even conditions and the long-run break-even conditions. The short-run break-even condition is at the average variable cost, which is 234 compared to 284. And the long-run break-even condition is at the average total cost, so that is 278 compared to 384.
And let's move on to the question 5, and I'm Lin Yiyu from the international business. And the question is about natural monopoly, and this is the question. An electric company is a classic example of a natural monopoly. Taipower Company has been a monopoly in selling electricity to Taiwanese consumers for 70 years. Taiwan recently passed an amendment to its Electricity Act that now allows other suppliers of traditional energy to sell electricity directly to consumers, effectively ending Taipower's 70 years of sector monopoly. And let's move on to the question A. And the definition of the natural monopoly is that a market that a single firm can supply a good or service to the entire market at a lower cost than could two or more firms. It means that it may be the most efficient condition that there's just only one firm, one supplier in the market. And the diagram in the left is the various cost curves of natural monopoly, and because the high fixed cost and small marginal cost, so the average total cost is downward sloping, and also is the average variable cost curves. And let's move on to the next page. Okay, and the next question is, why is an electricity company such as Taipower Company a natural company? Just as I mentioned, because Taipower can achieve economies of scale by serving the entire market, because it costs high fixed cost to manage a big electricity company. So this makes it economically inefficient to have two or more competing firms to produce electricity. So this may seem not so attractive to other firms to enter the market. And next question is about use a diagram to show how Taipower chooses its optimal quantity of output and price. And the profit maximized point is the point that marginal cost equals to marginal revenue. And so just as the diagram shows, it may be the point at the intersection with the demand curve, and which at the price y and the quantity x. And let's see the next question. And when other suppliers of traditional energy are allowed to sell electricity directly to Taiwanese consumers, and the electricity market in Taiwan will become to a perfectly competitive market. And just as the diagram, when the market is a perfectly competitive market, the marginal revenue will equal to the price, and the marginal cost will just like the curve shows. And when the marginal cost equals to the marginal revenue, it will be the profit maximizing point, which intersection at the quantity X and the price Y. And let's move on to the last question. The last question is to discuss how electricity price and electricity quantity will be changed as the quantity market in Taiwan will move from monopoly to perfect competitive market. And let's see the graph on the next page. And the results of the quantity and the price changing will becomes the quantity will rise and the price will fall, because in perfect competitive market there is a supply curve, and in the monopoly market there isn't, because the only firm can decide how many they want to supply. And so it may not be profit maximizing, and when the condition turns to the perfect competitive market, it will have a supply curve, and when more firms enter the market, the supply curve will shift right, which let P decreases when Q increases. Just like the diagram shows, when the red line of the supply curve occur, there will be a Q prime and the P prime, and the Q will increase and the P will decrease. Yes, and this is all for my question, and this is also all for our video presentation, and thanks for listening.